Well, Demetrius, thank you so much for being here today, for taking time to come in and talk with us. It's always good to hear from our former graduates, from students that we still consider family, and you were able to come in today for our Student Support Services recognition of you as an outstanding alumni of Student Support Services in Wilson Community College, and very well deserving. I'll just run through some of your accomplishments and accolades. You earned your high school equivalency diploma with us here at Wilson in 2012, and that led you to go on to earn your associate in arts degree in 2019. And then from there, you transferred to NC Central University, where you got your bachelor's degree in pre-law and a minor in
Go
public
Eagles.
policy. Go Eagles! Yeah, love school pride. So even in the midst of all of that, you were part of the Men's Achievement Center, participated in the 2020 Thurgood Marshall Foundation Leadership Conference, and interned for NC Growth at the Keenan Institute of Enterprise at UNC Chapel Hill. And you still haven't stopped. I understand you serve on the local NAACP Education Committee, and you're also on the board for a local nonprofit here in Wilson. So it sounds like you have been every bit as hardworking and dedicated and driven as you were certainly as a student here since you left us. So tell us, what has that journey been like?
Well, the journey has been amazing, right? Because for me, during the journey, it's like being able to meet amazing, wonderful people along the journey to help me every single step of the way. And so I feel like along this journey, I made friends, family, and lifelong connections. So that's what, to me, that's honestly been the most important thing about this journey for me.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Connection and just having that network of support, we see more and more, especially nowadays. It's more important and necessary than ever. And I think that's one of the reasons that I hear you and so many other students say that the TRIO, the Student Support Services program, was a really big help in getting you involved and making you feel a part of the college and the college community. What are some of the things that made that a rewarding and valuable experience for you when you were a student here?
Well, for me, honestly, having the support, right? Because as you mentioned, I got my high school equivalency diploma, basically GED, and to be more transparent, I didn't go no further than the 10th grade in high school, so it was a really big learning curve for me. And having TRIO there, I was able to have people to help me basically write my first essay, right? Because I never wrote an essay in high school. And so they kind of basically helped establish a solid foundation on just that part of it, right? The essays, the math, and the science classes that I admit that I didn't take, and really showed me how to become a student, how to study, how to learn, right? And also just to know that I do have help and support here. And for me, that was the most powerful thing. Because I'm the first one in my family to go to college, and so I go home and I can't talk to them about this, and so being able to have that support, that's what really helped me a lot.
Absolutely. And again, we hear so many students say that even the tutoring and the college trips and all the other things that are so valuable and beneficial from that program, but the human connection piece and just knowing that there are people here who care about you as a person first and foremost, obviously as a student, but really truly are invested in wanting to see students do well. So I'm glad to hear that was reflected in your experience. You also mentioned at the award ceremony that your grandmother played a pivotal role in supporting and motivating and inspiring you. I just want to ask a little bit about how that was for you.
So basically, another part that I didn't share about that was I ended up getting my CDL license, right? And so my goal was like, okay, I'm going to drive trucks. But I felt a calling, right? I felt a calling for God to just go back to school. And for me, it was like, go back to school and maybe work at a fast food restaurant. It's like, I'm not going to make no money. And I had an opportunity with a job that would have gave me, $55,000, right, to just drive a truck. And I had the routes I wanted where I'd be home on weekends. But I just felt that calling to go back to school. And one thing that really solidified it for me was seeing my grandmother, seeing her graduate from the community college with not just one but 2 degrees.
Wow.
And it was like, okay, my grandma can do it, I can do it, and I'm gonna just go down this path. And for her, she really inspired me.
Absolutely. I love that so much. Like, I can get chills every time we hear those stories, really and truly, because it's another way that community colleges can have that generational impact. That, I hear you saying that you had the opportunity to be an alumni of an institution that your grandmother also graduated from. And so there's something really special about that as well, I think, seeing how what we do here in the immediate has an impact, obviously, for the individual directly, but also indirectly through family, through friends, through other connections. But yeah, that's a really awesome story. I think she should be very proud of that as well.
Yes, a shout out to Miss Loretta.
Yes, yes. So, where are you now in terms of your career and what path you're on right now at the present?
So currently, right now, I work at Cisco as a security renewal specialist. So basically, I help businesses who buy security products from us, whether it's for their emails, their endpoint devices, which will be their cell phones, their laptops, things along that nature, and things that's going on with the network. So my job is to speak to the customers that has bought our products, kind of really talk with them, see what things are, and really try to help retain the customer. So it's whether helping them out with issues they may having with ordering, or just issues they may have with the technical issues, and connecting them to the right resources, and really just making sure that I keep that brand equity that we have as a company to continue to keep them.
Absolutely. And as far as other things that you've been involved in, tell me a little bit about the nonprofit that you're working with currently.
Nice. So Dee's House, I started with Dee's House when I was coming here as a student. And the interesting thing about it is I was helping out at the local OIC. They had a food drive. And I saw this older lady. Well, we're going to say young lady. But she was carrying some of the food to her car. And her car was about maybe 2-3 blocks away. And so I helped her. And the next thing you know, she just started talking to me. She was like, well, I'm a retired teacher in Wilson. I grew up here and I taught here for decades. And then she started just talking about her daughter. That her daughter had a local nonprofit where they help children who come from underprivileged situation and backgrounds so they can basically give them a solid foundation before they go to kindergarten. So about the ages of maybe between 4, 3, and 5, they teach them just their learnings, maths, ABCs, coloring, different things like that. So when they do enroll into kindergarten and pre-K, they're able to just excel. Yeah. And so from there, I volunteered. I started helping out. Just kept continuing to do it. Next thing you know, that was like, I want you to be a part of the board. And so I've been a part of the board for about 4 years now.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that you found a way to directly connect to that very youngest generation, and especially when they are so, moldable, they're looking for, someone to emulate and look up to. So I think that's another great testament just to your character and your heart to want to do good and to give back to others in your community. So thank you for that too.
I appreciate that. And I think it comes from here. People here poured into me and gave back to me. And I think it just keeps it going. It's like a snowball effect or a domino.
Yeah, we talk about in student services a lot how sometimes if the reward is helping people, feeling like you made a difference or had an impact, that is so fulfilling that it almost feels like you're doing it for yourself in some ways. It feels a little bit selfish, but yes, I think once people get caught on to the fact that paying it kindness forward, having compassion and understanding, just consideration, like for the lady you encountered that day, that definitely does give us all a richer and much more full experience.
Absolutely.
So what do you see on the horizon, like coming up in the next year, next 5 years, where I feel sure you have a vision, where do you see things going?
That's a good question. So for me, as I talked about before, like a calling, I feel like I'm being pushed to law because I did study pre-law, and that's one of the areas where I'm focusing on right now. Matter of fact, after I leave here, got enrolled into like some pre-LSAT courses, just so I can start studying for the LSAT, and then after that, apply to some law schools and go to law school, right, and then come out from there, and hopefully from there. But I'm gonna still make sure I listen to the higher calling from above. But hopefully I can maybe start my own practice and be able to stay connected to the community. But it's one of those things now, honestly, where I kind of am questioning it, but I know if I'm being led and being guided, I'm not gonna be. It's not gonna go wrong.
Absolutely. I think that, yeah, I know people differ about this, but I do feel like we wind up where we're meant to be for whatever time we're meant to be there, and that wherever we find ourselves, we have an assignment, and we have people that are assigned to us and people we are assigned to.
Absolutely.
So, for sure, I really admire and respect you keep inside of that as well.
Thank you.
One other thing I was going to ask you, a little bit off track. Did I hear correctly? Did someone tell me that you recently discovered an interest in skydiving?
Yes. It was something I always wanted to do, and also too, it's like one of those things where I found myself having a sense of fear in different things, and I want to get rid of that, right? Because I know sometimes we can have fear that can keep us from doing things, right? Whether it's having a fear that we can't do a job, or having a fear that we may be scared to speak to someone, or even the person that you may meant to be with. You may get nervous. So just removing that fear, and I felt like skydiving was something that can help with that. And so I did it. I did it about a year and a half ago, and I'm planning on doing it again pretty soon. So,
Where did you do it?
It's this place in Lewisburg.
Okay.
It's called Triangle Skydiving.
Okay.
Pretty dope.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about it was I was like the 50th person that went that day. So I was able to see, like, okay, it was a few people that did it before me, so I'm going to be good.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, that is, I'm asking obviously for selfish reasons too, but I pretty recently, within the past couple years, developed a real affinity for skydiving, interestingly. So yes, it is addictive, I will say. I've done 3 jumps and hope to do a 4th here this summer. I would love someday to get, the AFF license to do solo, but
nice.
Maybe that'll be
down
the road. But yes, I'm always interested to know, what was it about that just made you go, this is my jam, I can't wait to do this.
Haven't found nobody to go with me yet.
Well, we should go. Next time, seriously, because that does make it fun too when you have a friend. So yeah, next time you're about to jump out of a plane, let me know.
Will do.
All right, so final thing, just something fun, again, we like to do to get a sense of your personal preferences. Again, no right, no wrong answer, just tell us a little bit about you. So, series of either or questions.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Beach or mountains?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question. I have to be honest. I think mountains are beautiful, but there's nothing like a good beach, especially with crystal clear blue water. So I have to recommend my favorite spot right now is Puerto Rico.
Okay.
I feel like Puerto Rico is like I feel like Miami is maybe Ruth Chris, and Puerto Rico is like a 4 for 4 from Wendy's.
Okay, I'm all with that. Yeah.
But you get Ruth Chris quality,
hey,
even better than Ruth Chris.
Even better.
You know what I
even
mean?
Better.
So yes, I love there, and then the travel is not expensive. Tickets are like $130. But yeah, the beach is just seeing some beautiful water. Get away, because you understand working and stuff. Gotta get away from work. You gotta turn it off.
You do. You have to have a balance. You gotta recharge, rejuvenate, so that you can keep pouring out and giving back. And found
Absolutely.
that out as well. So yes, I'm with you 100% on the beach. That just something about that just makes my spirit feel good. So totally agree. All right, next one: books or movies?
Books.
Books.
I think I do movies more frequently though, because I think sometimes people can be lazy. You got to set out time to read a book and actually stick with it. But books, and interesting is a new book I just got. It's from James Baldwin, The Fire Next Time. Highly recommend it. A very great book from one of our greatest writers in history. So yeah.
Awesome. Have to check that out. All right. So, do you prefer indoors or outdoors?
Depends what we're talking about.
Just
in general.
Do you like doing more activities outdoors, or kind of like, well, it looks nice outside, but I'm just going to chill here in the air-conditioned, climate-controlled environment?
That's fair. Well, my heart wants to do outdoors, but my body indoors. There's nothing like being on a good couch, TV, AC, snacks, food.
Agreed, yep.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right. So, morning or nighttime? Morning person, night person?
Oh, that is a good question. I'm older now, so I just hit 30. Well, I'm about to be 32, and one thing I realize is I don't like being out late. Around 10 o'clock, I start yawning. Like even if my body wants to do something, I will fall asleep. I fell asleep at so many movie theaters after 9 o'clock. It makes no sense. So I'm gonna say a morning person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, cool. Everybody has different times when, the brain's fired up, just more productive. So, yeah. All right. Last one, most important one, most controversial one so far to date. Chocolate or vanilla?
That is a good question. Oh my gosh. Lord. I think it depends what we're talking about, but for this instance, I'm gonna think about coffee. Well, coffee specifically, a mocha. Starbucks mocha, the one that comes in a glass specifically. So I'm gonna say chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Got no argument here. Well, thank you for sharing that. That's something fun. Final last thing. What words of advice would you leave for any of our students who may be just starting out on a path, whether it is coming here to our adult high school program like you started with us, whether they're in early college or they're just starting as maybe a non-traditional student like your grandmother, like you mentioned. They've been out of school for a while, coming back. What words of advice, just in general, would you give a student who is kind of ready to make that choice?
Well, I would say the most important thing is you're not alone. And I think that is so crucial and so pivotal to know that, to understand that, because you have help every single step of the way. Is whether stopping by one of your instructors for their office hours, engaging, going to TRIO for some tutoring, or even like today a scholarship, even with speaking some of the wonderful ladies in the administration that helps you with so many different things, whether even if you have to pay for school, right? Resources that help you pay for your books, like half tuition, so you're not alone. You have support, you have people here that's going to help you out and make sure you don't fall. So the best thing you can do is to take advantage of it. Take advantage of it, because there's people that's there to help you, and they want to help you, and they want to see you succeed and win.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for your time, for everything that you're doing, everything you will do. We're so proud of you and incredibly happy to see you doing so well. So always come back and again, let me know when you're going to go skydiving.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Demetrius.
You're welcome.
If there's someone you'd like to hear from, we want to know. Please send us topics of guests you'd like to see in future podcasts. We're looking forward to this new series and hope we all learn a little more about the people in our community. Thanks so much for watching.